Hello everyone, welcome to another PsychoPy3 slash Gitlab tutorial brought to you by Words in the World. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a project that's owned by a group rather than an individual Pavlovia user. Now this might seem like it's quite easy to start out, but there's actually a bug in PsychoPy that prevents you from doing this. So I'm going to first show you what happens when you try and do it the conventional way, and I'll show you the bug, and then I'll show you the workaround. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go over to Pavlovia and I'll show you the group that I'm going to upload this experiment to. So if I go to my dashboard and I click on my name here, it'll bring me into my Gitlab account. And if I go to the corner here to groups and go to your groups, I can see I'm a member of two different groups. And the group that I want to make this project the owner of is the Libin Psycholinguistics Lab. So if I look on this page, there are quite a few shared projects in this group, but there are currently no projects that are owned by this group. So I've just created a small test experiment here to try this out with. So the first thing I'll do is make sure that I'm logged into my account, which I'm not. All right. So I'll log in. And then, so I've already created the HTML for this experiment. So when I click the sync button, it should prompt me to create a project. And when I go to create the project, I'll just name it testing. And you'll see when I pull this drop-down menu, I can select from either the two groups that I'm a member of or my own personal account. So I'll try to select the Libin Psycholinguistics Lab group, but then when I try and create, nothing happens. If I open my experiment runner window, I can see that I have this namespace error. Essentially, it's looking for a Gitlab repository to store this in, and it's not finding it. So this is the error that occurs, and now I'll show you the way to get around it. So I'll close this, and I'm going to go back to this page, and I'm going to create a new project directly. Now I can do this because I have the necessary permissions within this group, so I'm an owner. If you want to look up more about that, make sure that you look into GitLab permissions and different roles. So I'm allowed to create a new project, so I'm just going to do this manually here. I'm going to call it testing. That's it. I don't need to give any more description. I'm just going to go ahead and create the project. So now I've got this repository that's associated with the Libin Psycholinguistics Lab GitLab account, and it's called testing, and it's currently empty. So if I go back to this experiment and click sync again, nothing's going to happen. It still doesn't know that this repository exists for it to connect with. So the way I'm going to do that is by going to Explore, and I can turn off public. I don't care about that right now. Oh, it keeps not wanting to turn off. There we go. Anyways, it's right at the top here. So it's organized by groups, and so this is the group that I want to upload this to, and there's the name of the project that I created there. So there's that link up there, and it already knows that this is the local root that it wants to use because I've created my HTML. If this is not set, it will prompt you once you click the sync button. But I'm just going to go ahead and sync it. And what this is going to do is it's going to communicate between my local folder and the repository online. So if I go back to this testing folder, I can see now I've got my git and my git ignore files that were created. And if I look here and refresh the page, I can see that now this git ignore file has been uploaded, but none of the other files have. But now I've got the link between the two, so if I go into sync again, it's not going to prompt me to create a new project, it's going to give me a commit. And now I can commit all of my, all the rest of the files to that repository. So I created the project. Shouldn't take more than a couple seconds because it's a tiny project. Now if I go back up here and refresh the page, now you can see I have all of my information in there. And if I go back to my groups, go back to the Libin Psycholinguistics Lab, I can see that there is a new project that's owned by the lab. All right. So that's everything that I wanted to cover in this video. Thanks for watching. Again, this is my email. If you have any questions or requests for other videos, I'd be happy to help you out. So just shoot me an email and I'll do my best. All right. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.